welcome to Little Scamps, episode 2 of being in separate rooms.
That's right.
That's right. The reason we're doing this is because Ben and I, when we're in the same room, just recently, we summon an ancient god if we're in the same room.
That's
Somehow
right. An
happened.
ancient sex god. And the last thing we need in a pandemic is an ancient sex god putting his their charms on everyone and for getting everyone to have sex in a pandemic. I mean, that's a recipe for a disaster.
Yeah. If we've got group orgies in the streets plus a pandemic, I'm sorry, but things are not going to end well. And no one's going to share any numbers afterwards.
No, very hard to socially distance when you're under the charms of an ancient sex god.
Yeah. And let me tell you, there's some real charms. I mean, we've met him. He's one charming guy.
They are super charming. I mean, the type of guy that you wouldn't mind introducing to your mother.
Yeah, exactly.
If it weren't for the fact that he would probably have sex with her.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he does. It's the only
Not that
thing
there's
he
anything
can
wrong
do.
with having sex with my mother. I mean, she's a single woman. She can do as she pleases. Anything that makes her happy. Just don't tell me about it.
No. It's an awkward conversation. You want to sit down with someone and say, "Hey, by the way, last night I had sex with your mum. I thought I couldn't not say it. You can not say it. Just don't." That's my lesson. A lesson hard learned.
Yeah, that's right. That Thanksgiving really was ruined.
I was giving thanks for something else. Having sex with your mum. My name is Leafy Tance.
And my name is Pendlebury Jude.
Pendlebury, thank you so much for joining us today. Pendlebury Jute?
Pendlebury Jude, yeah.
J-O-O-T.
J-U-U-T.
Oh, J-U-U-T.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different spelling of the well-known name Jute.
That's right.
The name that we all know.
That's right.
So,
that's fine.
Pendlebury, you've recently started your own fencing company. Is that true?
Yes, I have. And right. I figured I saw... I don't want to say that I'm an opportunist, but I saw this time when people wanted to keep people out, and so I was like, I just registered this ABN, which stands for Australian Business Number, which all businesses must have. But anyway, I did start it, and it's called Get Out! And
Get Out Fences.
Yeah.
Get out!
Get Out Fences, and that's one simple thing. You got to get out. And that's all there is to it. It's a simple ethos for our company. We've got a charter, and all that charter says is "Get 'em out." So,
I love it. I've got one of the fences, and I can tell you they're good quality fence.
I am having a little problem with the business getting co-opted by Nazis, though.
And that's always the problem with a fence company. I mean, they love to put up fences, and they love to put people into different groups and stuff like that. So they're always looking for a fence company to co-opt. But you've kept them at bay, hopefully. I'm hoping. Kept them at bay.
I have kept them at bay into the Bay of Nazis.
Yes.
Which is a small cove just sort of south of the city.
That's a lovely cove. If you want to spend a whole weekend watching Nazis stuck in the water, having to tread water constantly, then... And
they are not good swimmers.
They are not good swimmers.
They are mostly all overweight.
Yeah. And also, none of their costumes are built for swimming. Nothing is aquatic.
And usually they're hill people, so it's not like they, grew up near the water. So a lot of them can't even swim anyway. So it's actually a big problem now. And now I feel bad.
Yeah.
For doing that.
Which is why I've started my own foundation. Teach the Nazis to swim. And not that I support the Nazis or I think they've got any good ideas, but surely they're allowed to learn to swim.
Yeah,
surely let them swim.
Yeah, sure. They may sort of want to take away the basic human rights of most people.
Most people,
but
other than them.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that we have to be the same way. We can choose to be better. But however, the catch is that you don't teach them how to swim. It's a trick.
No. It's a trick.
And they all
I get them in
drowning.
the water, and I go, all right, everyone, and then I just walk away. And yeah,
You're doing God's work. That's
I'm
all
doing
I can
God's
say.
work. I'm doing
Yeah.
God's work. God instructed me to do this. I was at home one day and God's face appeared in my wardrobe and was like, "Drown the Nazis." And when you hear a message like that, you gotta listen. You
Yeah, when
can't
God
ignore
comes
that.
a knocking, you
Yeah.
don't say no, thank you.
No, thank you,
No,
God.
thank you. No, thank you, God.
No, thank you, God.
I'm
If
bloody
you know what we're
God.
referring to, it's Hugh's new show. No, thank you, God. Hughes, we have a problem, did so well that now he's got his own religious program where he just goes through all the things he doesn't like God. He doesn't like God asking him to do.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody cancer. No, thank you, God.
No, thank you, God. All right, should we get into it? Are you feeling ready for this one?
Yeah, let's dive on into this. We got a spooky occasion.
A real spook.
Oh.
Just before we jump in, have you frozen a bit?
My computer seems to have just... Oh, we're back. I don't know what
back.
happened.
Baby, you're back.
I don't know what happened. I think it just went to sleep or did something weird.
Yeah.
But I'll just move my mouse occasionally. You know what I mean? I thought I'd turn the sleep off, but it's a sleepy bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I've always said that about your computers. Some real sleepy bitches.
But let's dive on in to this particularly relaxing, thing. Here we go.
This is not my first time viewing this. I often watch this one as a sleeping aid. Yeah. If I can't get to sleep, I pop this on.
A lot of people find jellyfish quite calming. There's quite they actually have you can buy fake jellyfish aquariums online that are proven to sort of relieve stress, and people find it quite calming.
I wish you didn't tell me that, because I'm going to get one. I'm definitely going to get one. Even though there's, financially, times are tough for everyone these days. I think we can all agree a good financial decision is to get a fake jellyfish aquarium. That's the gift that keeps on giving, and it'll never die.
No, because they're fake. It's not like, because jellyfish, and this is true, in an aquarium, they're actually quite maintenance heavy.
Really?
Creatures. Yeah, you've got to get the you got to keep that sort of water moving. You got to keep, because they're just a bunch of cells. That's what you don't think. They're not. It's barely.
They're not looking after things. They're not looking after themselves.
No, it's just a bunch of cells that one day decided, we're like, hey, you wanna form a band?
Yeah. But not a good band, not like a rock band or a jazz band. No. We're talking real basic music here. Basic bitch music.
we're talking like the Vines.
The Vines.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even more like prog, like real slow prog. Where it's
I don't mind a bit of prog. I'm not saying it's bad, actually. That's why you were saying it, because you've been burned before.
I've been burned by prog before. Look,
what was your prog rock band?
It was called the Boys. The Boys.
Oh, right.
And the boys do prog. And,
just a bunch. It was just hours of riffing,
hours
it
of
out.
riffing, and actually only two notes, C and B flat.
Yeah, right. And, so that's the difference between you and me, because while you're prog rock, I'm post rock, droning. So I do drone. I'm a sort of a,
droner.
Kind of a Mogwai.
Yeah.
Godspeed You Black Emperor type band.
Actually, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind.
No, I love some drones. Just
yeah. And so that's what these jellyfish are. If they're forming a band, I reckon they're sort of that drone post rock. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, that not as much effort's going in. That's the one thing I'll say. Look, I'm sorry, Godspeed You Black Emperor. You guys don't put any effort in. I've said it.
Well, that's what they came back from retirement, and now they were like, "Oh no, save you see these hurtful things."
Hurtful things. I mean, no Maroon 5, who we can always say put a heap of effort into what they're
doing. Almost too much effort, I would say. I would just I want to tell those kids at Maroon 5, hey, push the brakes a little, pump them,
pump the brakes,
pump them up, pump them.
Push the brakes down, and take your foot off the accelerator, and you know, put the windscreen wipers on.
Mm.
If that's the one thing I can say to Maroon 5, please. I love that when you lifted that up, it blurred the cup as if you were drinking some sort of sexual drink.
Well, it does have some. There is sexual sort of. You can't see them, but there's some really fucked up shit on this glass.
Yeah. Are you drinking out of your porn cup? Is this the porn cup you're drinking from?
There's nothing I like more than to wake up and drink a nice cup of Joe from a porn cup. Speaking of, you can get my porn cups online. Go to my website, www.porncups.com.au.
Yep.
And it's an Australian registered domain. Keep it local.
Keep it local. Keep it Aussie.
Buy your own porn cup.
Yeah. Yes. Porn cop or porn cup? Cop a porn cup. That's just saying. Cop a porn cup right in your mouth.
Yeah.
And
Cop a porn cup.
Cop it good. Cop it sweet.
Yeah. There's nothing like a sweet cup of Joe in a pornographic cup.
And you can get all the sexual moves in each of these cups. You've got missionary, you've got doggy style, you've got the sneaky goblin.
You got screaming weasel.
Weasel.
You got the terrible Sallies.
Yeah.
You've
got no capes, 3 capes.
You got hungry Martin.
Hungry Martin. Oh man. I always try and get a Hungry Martin in when I can, and not everyone's keen on the Hungry Martin. But if you can get it going,
that's the key to your marriage.
Yeah, always suggest a Hungry Martin every now and then.
Make time to Hungry Martin.
Make time to Hungry Martin. You can learn all about this in my marriage counselling DVD series called Make Time to Martin. And basically, I just keep going on about how if you could get a Martin going, good on you. Good on you.
Now, just going back to this sort of colony of this is clearly in an aquarium. We're not talking deep blue sea here.
We're not deep blue sea. I mean, it looks blue, but there's definitely something going on in the background there that makes it look like we're in an enclosed space.
Yeah, it's one of those tubes. See, it's going around. There's a current that's sort of pushing them around.
Oh.
The person, whoever is filming this camp, is sort of. It's one of those tubes.
Tubing.
You know, those big sort of columns.
Yeah.
In an aquarium.
Love it. And they've just chucked a whole bunch of jellyfish in there, and they've either thrown someone down there. Do you reckon they've got a person in there with a camera, or they've got a camera on a cable?
I don't think it's inside. I think
you
it's
reckon they're
filming from the outside. Yeah.
Well, that's cheating. Look.
Yeah.
I don't want any scamps where someone's doing some sort of, I've put it in a cage, I'm going to film it, and this is exactly what we're looking right here, you know? We're looking at someone, they've caged these jellyfish who have emotions, and they're stuck there forever. And
what do you reckon the emotion of a jellyfish is?
Always.
Oh, that beautiful emotion.
That's the only emotion, and that's all jellyfish feel. What's at the top there? Once we get up to the top, you notice there's some sort of like, that's the top of the tube.
That's the top of the tube. That's where they would feed the jellies. That's where they, because a lot of the aquariums just say that they're jellies. They don't say jellyfish because
they're not.
I mean,
fish.
that is a bit of it's a misnomer.
Yes, they're not a fish. I mean, they're a fish in the sense that anything that lives in the ocean is a fish.
Yeah. Well, then
Crayfish.
What is a turtle?
What's a turtle? Turtlefish?
Turtlefish.
It's not a bad. Actually, I'm going to call them turtlefish from now on. What do you feed a jellyfish? What do you feed a jelly? What do you feed a jelly which is already a food? I mean, jelly is a food. You're going to feed it. What do you feed a food? It's already a food, you know?
Water?
Yeah.
It's already got heaps of water.
Drinking water
yeast.
now? Yeast? You just drop a bunch of yeast down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some bread.
Dry packets of yeast?
Dry packets of yeast. Well, they got to activate it, so it's they've been warmed and then cooled.
They warm it. And then throw it in.
And then they throw them in. And the little yeast are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're alive as well.
They're alive as well.
I've been dead for years, and now I'm back, and I'm going to be eaten by these things.
What are the yeast factories like? Are they just sort of like a yeast battery? They just grow a bunch of yeast and then put them on ice?
Oh, it's wild in there. It's things you don't want to see. Like, imagine that. Like, they're immediately born, and then they're freeze-dried Like it's yeast. Shut the yeast factories down. I've always said that. Shut them down.
Where's Peter with the yeast factories? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, Peter. That should be priority 1, the yeast factories.
Yeah, think about the bread. Each time you eat a piece of bread, where does that yeast come from?
And what do that yeast want to do? What are that? Look, I think next episode we're going to do a whole documentary on the truth about yeast.
The truth about yeast.
The truth about yeast. It's coming up this week. We just signed a deal with Netflix. You thought Tiger King was good. Well, get ready for the truth about yeast.
You like Tiger King? Well, take a look at Yeast Queen.
Don't Google Yeast Queen. Please don't. It's coincidence because who sent this in?
This was sent in by Cherish Mumbleyard.
Cherish Mumbleyard, who is a yeast queen.
She is a yeast queen.
She's a yeast queen.
So she's actually one of our enemies. But
yeah.
Keep your enemies close and keep your friends
just next to them.
right near them.
Just keep everyone around.
Yeah, just keep everyone around at all times. Unless it is during a pandemic, in which case, stay the fuck away from me and everyone.
And everyone you can.
Where is Cherish from? Where's Cherish from?
Cherish is from the Garden of Fears, and she doesn't want to live there, but she's stuck there. No one, you chose to live there, and so you got to live. But she's our enemy.
You made your bed. Now it's time to sleep in there.
Goddamn, sleep in there. Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah.
What a great scamps. This is a classic scamps.
Yeah, it's a classic scamps. We got some more scamps. We got some user sent in scamps that we're gonna get to. Send us your scamps. That's all I have to say. If you're indoors right now,
send them in. And apologies for the cancellation of the live show, but we will do it again, and we might even try. Should we say what we're gonna do? We're gonna come to your house. We're house camping. No.
We're gonna be super spreaders. We're gonna come to your house and we're gonna spread the joy.
Little scamps spreading that COVID-19 to your house.
We're gonna think about doing some live streams. We just have to figure out the technology behind it, about streaming us both in and then having an overlay and then doing some other things. So we're just working that technology out.
Yeah,
but
it could take us 2 years to learn how to use this technology, and by that time, this whole thing could be over.
That's right.
But fingers crossed it's not. It lasts long enough for us to learn how to stream. The longer the better, please.
That's right. So we'll be back with that'll be coming up. So take a look at that if you dare. If you're not a coward. And we'll be back. In the meantime, thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you.